What's up, everybody? My name is Thelma Guyton, and I want you to join me as we take a look into the past, visit the present, and move into the future of my freedom. You may have seen me at Bad Boy.
And he will answer.
I was a signed Bad Boy artist for about 6 years. During that time, I was blessed to do a song called You. I was also able to do a European tour with a group called Perfected Praise. We just traveled all over Italy doing a different show every day for about 2 to 3 weeks. You also may have seen me in Fred Hammond's Warehouse Worship.
You had a plan so special on your mind. My heart rejoices for this.
I was blessed also to do that project with the greatest, Fred Hammond himself. Singing with Fred and doing Warehouse Worship was the first time I had ever had the privilege to do live backup for an artist. The long hours, it's not like tour, like you're singing an hour and a half on stage and then you're done. It was an all-day taping, you know, most of the day taping, you know, sweating and just really grinding it out. But again, you have someone as great in their craft as Fred Hammond, and all you can do is sit back and soak up the knowledge. I would have to say it's always been Brandy. I remember being about 11 years old and Brandy just coming out with her first album, and I studied that thing to death. I've always been a big Brandy fan. I mean, everything from her tone to her arrangements and her interpretation of the music. I've come to love Kim Burrell. She is like opened my eyes to a whole nother world of singing and style of music and using your voice as an instrument. She is definitely the biggest inspiration to me now in what I do. The title says it all. My freedom really represents my liberty. It represents me being free to be the artist that I am, you know, without someone trying to change me or make me into something I really don't want to be. It represents chains being broken from my thinking, from my heart's desires. So it just represents so many different things for me as a person, as a Christian, and just as an artist. When I wrote the song, I was really fed up with me. I felt like I was in my own way. I, for so long, was just beating myself up about wrong choices that I had made in the past, you know, things that I had done, different paths that I had taken that were out of my selfishness. And so, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but my problem was that I had already asked for forgiveness. God had already forgiven me, but I still had not forgiven myself. So when I wrote Today, for me, it just represented forward motion. Forecast, let me just say, when I heard the track, I was totally blown away. I said, I have to have this track in my life on my album. But the words for me were simply an interpretation of the music, because when I heard the music, I heard a heartbeat, so to speak, but I heard a heartbeat that was in dismay. I heard, you know, I heard a storm in the music, and so that's what came out in the writing. In Love With You is a love song. It is just simply is telling how I was so rebellious for so long, you know, hearing God's voice, hearing His calling on my life, knowing exactly, you know, what it was I was meant to do with my life, and just really running away from that. But God was always there, just still in my ear. My producers are the best. producers ever, Tony Harrison and AJ Moyler. When we met, there was just a chemistry that took place. Just one of those chemistries that you don't always find. And as an artist, any artist knows that it is not easy to find producers that you really mesh with. And so the producers that I have now, I would really say there's a great chemistry between the artists and the music and the writing, and just everything just meshes. So I have worked with many producers in this business, and I can honestly say they are the best, hands down.